From the very beginning, you have felt it. A weight, a whisper, a current under your skin that told you that you were never just another face in the crowd. While others blended in with the noise of the world, you carried something etched into you, something you could not erase even if you wanted to. For chosen ones, as the letter M, clear and undeniable, a map carved into the lines of your hand. For others, the sign is the perfect crescent moon, bending gracefully into the flesh of your palm. These are not accidents. These are not meaningless creases. They are divine stamps placed upon you since birth, signals written into the body before you could even take your first breath. They are signs that separate you, identify you, and carry the echo of a higher choice. When you wonder why life feels heavier for you than for others, why the weight of storms seems to press harder on your chest, remember this: storms do not gather around what is empty. They gather around what is destined. You, the chosen one, have been marked since the beginning. The world has always tried to bury this truth under distractions, under struggles, under comparisons, under silence. But when your eyes meet the palms of your hands and the markings stare back at you, the truth becomes undeniable. Heaven already spoke your name long before you ever spoke a word. And then there are the numbers. They arrive uninvited, but never by mistake. They slip into your vision at the exact moment you feel most disoriented. Perhaps it is 717 appearing on a receipt, on a phone, on a clock blinking back at you when you feel most uncertain. Or perhaps it is 4040 showing up when you think you are lost, when every direction seems closed off. These numbers are not random. They are not coincidences. They are codes sent through the veil, whispers in mathematical form. They are heaven's method of reminding you, you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not lost in chaos. You are being guided. Have you noticed that these numbers arrive precisely when you question yourself? When you ask why God chose you and not your siblings, not your friends, not the ones who seem stronger, wealthier, or more prepared than you? Let me tell you, the choice was never about comparison. The choice was about alignment. God does not choose the most obvious candidate. He chooses the one marked for endurance, the one who can carry both rejection and revelation, the one whose palms bear his hidden code. That is you. Pause with me here. Reflect on the life you've walked. How many times have you survived what others could not? How many times have you felt broken, but somehow rebuilt? How many nights did you cry with no answer, only to wake up with a strength you could not explain? That strength was not yours. It was placed in you because you are chosen. Others may see the storms around you and think you are failing. But what they don't realize is that storms are not punishment. They are preparation. God trusts you with storms because He trusted you with destiny. And here is the disruption many cannot accept. Being chosen does not mean being spared from pain. It means being refined by it. While your siblings may have walked smoother paths, you were placed on the narrow road. While others were applauded, you were misunderstood. While others celebrated without sacrifice, you bled in silence. That was not neglect. That was divine strategy. You were being trained in hiddenness, while they were celebrated in the open. Your silence was your preparation. Their applause was their distraction. And one day, when your moment rises, the markings in your palms and the numbers in your path will reveal why you carried the weight you did. Look again at the palms of your hands. The letter M, the crescent moon. They are not identical on everyone. They bend, stretch, and form uniquely, just as your journey has. But their presence speaks one truth. You were sealed like 939, 2222, or 717, It is heaven pressing the code deeper into your awareness. Each number, each pattern is not random chaos. It is orchestration. Numbers are the fingerprints of God written across the fabric of your life. The question rises again: why you? Why not your brother, your sister, your cousin, your friend? Why did God place the seal in your hands, the numbers in your path, the storms on your shoulders? Because being chosen is not about favoritism. It is about responsibility. Your siblings may have been spared the storm, but you were trusted with it. You were given the path that bends, the fire that burns, the silence that isolates, because God knew you could bear it. He knew that when the storm roared, you would not dissolve, you would stand. He knew that when chaos surrounded you, you would see the code hidden in the storm. He knew that when 717 flashed before your eyes, or 4040 whispered in your midnight, you would pause and know, this is not destruction, this is direction. Every storm hides a pattern. Every wave conceals a code. Every silence carries a signal. And when you are the chosen one who carries the M, you cannot escape the truth. Heaven has been speaking to you in ways the world cannot understand. Others may laugh at numbers. Others may call your markings coincidences. Others may dismiss your storms as failures. But deep down, you know what they do not. You were not chosen by chance. You were chosen by design. This channel is not another distraction. It is not another noise in the endless stream of empty words the internet throws at you. This channel is a tool, a key, designed to remind you of what you already know but have been made to forget. Here, the numbers you see are not dismissed. The signs in your palms are not mocked. The storms you endure are not minimized. They are decoded, illuminated, understood. Here, you will not be told to fit into the world's mold. Here, you will be reminded that you were always set apart. If you, watching this right now, it is not coincidence, it is alignment. It is proof that heaven wanted your eyes to see this, your spirit to receive this, your soul to awaken to this. You may have walked through years of questioning. You may have asked God why the pain seemed heavier on you than on others. You may have wondered why your family didn't see what you carried. But today, understand this: God does not mark everyone with the letter M. He does not carve the crescent moon into every hand. He does not send divine numbers into everyone's path. He reserved those codes for the ones he could trust, the ones who could endure isolation, misunderstanding, and delay. The ones who would still rise when storms tried to bury them. The ones who would carry the secret until the appointed time. That appointed time is awakening now. So when you see 717, know it is not the end. It is the signal that heaven is aligning your path with hidden doors. When 4040 stares at you, understand that closed row are illusions, detours, that conceal the true passage meant only for you. When 939 appears, recognize it as the breath of God, reminding you that endings are disguised beginnings. Each number is a hand extended through chaos. Each number is a reminder that your journey is mapped, your storms are guided, your path is guarded. This is not about superiority over siblings or peers. This is about sacred responsibility. To be chosen is to be burdened, yes, but also to be carried. God's hand has been over you when no one else's was. His signals have been flashing when the world's lights went out. His seal is carved into your hands as proof that you were not left out. You were set apart. And as you let these truths sink into you, I want you to feel the weight of them. This is not a passing moment. This is not another video you stumble on and scroll away from. This is a divine interruption. a reminder that you are marked, guided, and chosen since birth. The storms around you are not chaos, are codes. And the numbers you see are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Take this seriously. Pause here. Reflect. Look at your hands. Recall the numbers you've been seeing. Think of the storms you've survived. And know beyond doubt, you are chosen. You are guided. You are not alone. Before I go deeper into this message, let me pause for something important. If you have been listening closely until now, and these words have been stirring something inside you, I want to invite you to stay connected with me. I am not here to flood you with noise. I am here to walk with you in this journey of revelation. So if you have not yet subscribed, let me ask you gently, almost as a friend speaking face to face, subscribe now and keep this space alive in your path. And even more, I want to hear from you. Tell me what signs and numbers you have been seeing, what experiences you feel heaven has been showing you. Share with me and with this community. That way this does not become just my speaking, but a gathering of chosen voices decoding together. Let us build something where you do not feel alone, where your signs are heard and understood. Now, let us return to what burns in your spirit. You see, being chosen is not only a mark in your hands or a number flashing in your night. It is a burden, one that is both heavy and holy. The seal is a weight that presses, not to destroy you, but to shape you. You may have asked, why do I feel drained when I enter certain places? Why do I sense storms even before they come? Why does my soul ache with burdens that do not even belong to me? The answer is simple. Chosen ones are designed to be vessels of perception. You carry a sensitivity that others dismiss. And because of that, you carry responsibility that others cannot bear. This is why the numbers keep appearing. Not to frighten you, but to remind you. Have you seen 5151 echo in your life? It is a reminder that beginnings are being mirrored in endings, and endings are being mirrored in beginnings. What seems like collapse is often the birth of a new chapter, hidden under the rubble of what fell apart. Or perhaps 833 has caught your attention, repeating in receipts, in addresses, in the timing of your days. That is not random either. It is the whisper of expansion, a code that says heaven is enlarging your territory, even when it feels like everything around you is shrinking. These numbers are not accidents. They are divine interruptions. Let me tell you a hard truth that only the chosen understand. When God marks you, He hides you. Your siblings may walk openly into celebration, but you are hidden in obscurity. Your friends may build quickly, but you are delayed. Your peers may taste ease, but you taste struggle. Do not mistake this hiddenness for rejection. It is refinement. God hides what He treasures. He delays what He trusts. He conceals what carries eternal weight. That is why you feel different. That is why the room feels heavier when you walk in. That is why silence speaks louder in your spirit than the shouts of the crowd. And this is where many chosen stumble. They look at their siblings and wonder why life seems smoother for them. They look at their friends and ask why their paths look brighter. But here is what you must know. Ease is not evidence of blessing. Sometimes ease is evidence of emptiness. God allows the unmarked to pass easily because they are not carrying what you carry. But for you, every step is weighted with eternal consequence. Every storm, every delay, every closed door is orchestrated for your shaping. That is why numbers like 5151 and 8331 echo through your days. They are anchors keeping you steady in the storm, reminding you that the weight you carry is not punishment, it is proof. Let us go deeper. Many chosen have felt the sting of betrayal. Perhaps you have been rejected by family, misunderstood by siblings, betrayed by friends. Do you know why this happens? Because betrayal forces you into clarity. It strips away illusions. It cuts the cords tying you to false attachments. It hurts, yes, but it also frees. And when betrayal comes, numbers often accompany it. 9191 may appear during betrayal, reminding you that endings are gateways to higher doors. 1144 may show up in your breaking, signaling that angels are fortifying your path in silence. These are not mere numbers. They are guardians disguised as digits, standing at the corners of your journey. And here is another truth that cannot be denied. Chosen ones walk in solitude. The seal isolates. The numbers isolate. The storms isolate. Not because you are unloved, but because you are reserved. Isolation is not emptiness, it is concentration. God is focusing you, refining you, pulling you away from noise so that you may hear Him clearly. If you feel the ache of solitude, remember this: solitude is the soil of revelation. Crowds cannot carry secrets, only the hidden can. Have you felt that ache? The ache of not belonging anywhere, fully? The ache of walking into a room and sensing what no one else can? The ache of hearing whispers in silence that others dismiss as imagination? That ache is proof. That ache is confirmation. That ache is the voice of heaven saying, "You were never designed to blend. You were designed to carry fire." This channel exists to speak to that ache. It is here to remind you that your burden is not madness, it is meaning. Your markings are not random, they are revelation. Your numbers are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Here you are not asked to dilute yourself. Here you are invited to remember yourself. Pause for a moment. Think of the last number you saw. Did you dismiss it? Did you call it coincidence? Or did you feel that quiet pull in your spirit? That whisper that told you it was more than chance? That whisper is right. Numbers arrive with timing sharper than any blade. They cut through despair. They slice through doubt. They arrive at the exact second your soul is to collapse. And they tell you, hold on, do not surrender. You are still on track. This is the language of heaven. Numbers, markings, storms, solitude. This is how the divine communicates with the chosen. You may wish for clearer words, for audible voices, but God knows you do not need what the world calls clarity. You need codes. You need patterns. You need whispers. Because those who are chosen cannot be spoken to like the world. You must be addressed in ways only you will understand. That is why you see what others cannot. That is why you carry what others do not. That is why you endure storms that would have destroyed them. And in the middle of all of this, remember this truth: you are not here by accident. You did not click this message by mistake. You were brought here because your spirit needed this reminder. Heaven scheduled this interruption, and as you sit with these words, the numbers will begin to flash in your memory again. 5151, 833, 9191, 1144. They are not random. They are confirmations, proof that even in chaos you are guided, proof that even in storms you are sealed, proof that even in betrayal you are carried. Let it sink, let it root, and if you have felt the pull, share with this community. Tell us what you have seen, what numbers have spoken to you, what storms you have endured, because you are not the only one. There are others carrying the same markings, seeing the same codes, walking the same storms. And when chosen ones gather, the fire only burns brighter. There is a battle you fight that no one else sees. It is not fought with swords, not fought with bullets, not fought with fists. It is fought in silence, in the dark corners of your mind, in the sleepless nights when questions burn louder than answers, in the quiet mornings when you rise, though your spirit still feels heavy. This is the battle of the chosen. And if you are marked with the letter M, if the crescent moon curves across your palm, then you know exactly what I am speaking about. Because the chosen are not only marked, they are targeted. Why does it feel like life places more obstacles in front of you than anyone else? Why does it seem like doors close just when you are about to step through? Why do people you trusted most become the very ones who wound you? It is because chosen ones carry fire, and fire always attracts resistance. The darkness recognizes your light before you do. That is why attacks intensify when you are closest to breakthrough. That is why the storm rages most violently when you are near the shore of destiny. Look carefully at the numbers heaven places in your path during these battles. 3737 may appear when resistance rises, reminding you that though you are surrounded, your steps are ordered in perfect sequence. 606 may flash before your eyes to remind you that balance is being restored even as you feel off-center. When you see 1110, know that it is heaven's code for alignment, signaling that the battle is not about you, defeat, but about your preparation for the unveiling. Numbers arrive not as distractions, but as signals. They are the spiritual coordinates guiding you through chaos. Think of your life like a map. On the surface, it may appear filled with detours, collapses, and lost roads. But heaven has already drawn the coordinates in codes only you can read. That is why the world dismisses them. They laugh at your sensitivity, mock the way you notice numbers, and ignore the signs in your hands. But you know better. Deep in your spirit, you know that every digit carries weight, every marking carries story, every storm carries purpose. Chosen ones often face what I call invisible battles. These are struggles that the outside world never sees. You smile, but the weight of the storm is crushing you inside. You keep moving, but your heart feels fractured. You pray, but silence answers back. And still, somehow, you do not collapse. Somehow, you endure. Do you know why? Because chosen ones are not carved by their own strength. You are carried by the seal placed in you since birth. The M on your palm, the crescent moon that curves into your skin, are not just signs. They are anchors. They tether you to destiny when the wind tries to scatter you. There is another layer of this truth. Chosen ones often feel unworthy. You may have asked yourself more than once, why me? Why would God choose me over my siblings, my friends, the ones who seem more gifted, more disciplined, more holy? Here is the secret. God does not choose based on appearance. He chooses based on endurance. He looked into your soul before you were born and saw that you could carry weight others would collapse under. He saw that you would still rise even when misunderstood, rejected, and isolated. He saw that you could survive betrayal and still love, survive storms and still trust, survive loss and still hope. That is why he placed the seal on you. Not because you were the strongest in appearance, but because you were the strongest in spirit. This is why you cannot compare your path to that of your siblings or friends. Their path is theirs, yours is yours. And while their road may appear easier, it does not carry the eternal fire that yours carries. To be chosen is not to be favored with ease. It is to be entrusted with burden. It is to carry responsibility that stretches beyond your lifetime. That is why your storms feel heavier. That is why your nights feel longer. That is why your silence feels deeper. Because what you carry is not just for you, it is for generations. Numbers testify to this generational weight. 8484 often appears when God is reminding you of cycles, of blessings being restored through your bloodline. 7171 echoes when old curses are breaking under your endurance. 1001 emerges when the end of a cycle is mirroring the start of a new one. These are not just digits. They are memorial stones in the unseen, markers that heaven is recording the battle you are fighting in silence. Noth. You endure is wasted. Every tear is counted. Every scar is written. Every number is proof that heaven is recording your fight. Let me ask you this. How many times have you thought you were at the end, only to find strength rise again? How many times did you say, "I cannot go further," only to find yourself walking one more step, breathing one more prayer, standing one more day? That strength was not human. That was the seal rising within you. That was the fire that cannot be extinguished. That was the choice God made long before you questioned why He chose you at all. There is another layer of the battle that many overlook. Chosen ones face unusual delays. You may feel like your life moves slower than others. Opportunities slip, doors close, promises are postponed. But delays are not denials. Delays are alignments. God is not punishing you, He is protecting you. What feels late to you is often perfect timing in eternity. Numbers reveal this truth. When 202 appears, it is heaven's what? Of saying, wait, alignment is still being set. When 9292 arrives, it is proof that what is delayed is not forgotten. It is being multiplied behind the scenes. When 747 flashes, it is a reminder that what is being constructed in silence will rise suddenly, like a tower that seemed invisible until the scaffolding was removed. The world cannot understand why chosen ones wait. But waiting is training. Waiting strengthens the root before revealing the fruit. Waiting strips away false attachments so that when the blessing comes, it cannot be corrupted. And you, the one with M carved in your palm, the crescent moon etched in your skin, you were designed for waiting. You were designed for delay, because what you carry must be revealed at the right time, not before. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit, delayed in prison. To his siblings, he looked forgotten. To him, the waiting was unbearable. But heaven was aligning a throne behind the scenes.